Happy Monday and bienvenidos to the PHNX Sun Devils show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, even leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Anthony Totri, joined as always by the men, the myths, and the legends.
Yeah, you are.
Shawn DePaz, Shane Diefenbach. Gentlemen, happy Monday.
You know I can't roll my R's.
Really?
Yeah.
That feels like something that you could do.
It doesn't.
Really?
Yeah.
It was tough in Spanish class.
Mm-hmm. Is that the only language you took?
I took German for a week. I took the placement exam for Arabic. I got scared off by the fact that it didn't use our alphabet.
Dude, the alphabet's crazy.
And then I took German for a week, and I had the most stereotypical, 7-foot tall, terrifying German woman as my professor, and it terrified me. And so I gave it up, and I went back to Spanish.
Do you speak any Arabic?
Were you about to say Arabian?
I'm good. I was thinking you're Albanian, right?
No, Palestinian.
Palestinian, that's right. Sorry.
0 for 2.
Yeah. Good try, though. Good try.
The question still stands.
No, yeah. I was able to speak Arabic fluently for a while, and then went into, normal public schooling, and then was unable to. Yeah. So, not great, but I can speak Spanish.
Hi, friends.
I thought I had a basic understanding of Spanish, and then when I worked at a hotel, a woman asked me for directions in Spanish. I tried my hardest, and then her 15-year-old son looked at me after about 2 minutes of struggling, was like, I speak English, you could just speak English. And I was like, you've been there the whole time.
You made your 15?
Yeah.
A 15-year-old can go fuck himself.
Yeah. And screw me, but you just made your poor mom sit there and listen to me struggle through 5 sentences about telling her where Lake Erie was in Spanish. You didn't have to do that to her, but whatever.
Just chalk it up to being unlucky.
Yeah,
okay?
That is unlucky.
Just like Arizona State football, normally. But we're not going to talk about that right this second. Instead, let's talk about the successful Sun Devils for a moment. There were a lot of guys, former ASU players, that made some noise in the NFL this past weekend. Jack Jones, Benjamin, Rachaad White. Shane, let's start with Jack Jones. He, from what I saw, had the highest PFF, so if you don't know what that is, Pro Football Focus, coverage grade of any cornerback in the NFL this weekend.
Yeah, obviously the pick six was awesome, but he also stripped Romeo Doubs.
Yeah.
And they recovered a fumble off of that. He was great. He played his way into a position where he was going to play a lot of snaps in the preseason, and it's translating to the regular season, and he just has such a great understanding of schemes and just football in general. A lot of the question with him not being drafted was I always call it he was too passionate. It was off the field stuff, He was too passionate, fired up all the time, and obviously the size. But you take all of that out, as long as you are talented, you can usually, step over those hurdles that people think you have, which I don't think he really had any. He was fantastic. As we said when he landed in New England, this was a great spot for him to go.
Yeah, good fit.
Belichick and that defense ushering him into the NFL. He played great, and it's really fun to see because he is a talent.
Yeah, Shane done hath been said. This is, I feel like we've all kind of, like you said, New England, this is a spot for him to succeed, but it just kind of seemed like a win, not if. It was cool to see him have a breakout game. I would argue he had the best game of all of the Sun Devils that we'll talk about, but it was cool. And remind me, who did he pick off?
Did you see his hair, Mr. Aaron Rodgers' hair?
You mean
what's he doing?
the rock hopper penguin?
What's happening?
Yeah, that shit's crazy. But he
has he lost it? He's lost it. He's lost his best. He lost his talent, which was Devontae Adams.
Okay, put a little respect on his name.
Well, look, he's still
Devontae Adams also lost his talent.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes,
he's just playing with a mid quarterback.
That's my point.
Aaron Rodgers is fantastic. He's a very good quarterback, one of the greatest ever.
Jack Jones,
but I am so sick of him. I'm so sick of him. It's just gotten to the point where I see Aaron Rodgers on Twitter or I see something trending. I'm like, I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm done. It's just theatrics. It's stupid.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Ashton in the comments just got into grad school at ASU. Was the USC game on par for what to expect of ASU football as a new fan?
Ashton, before we start, stick around.
I'm going to say no.
This show is on par with what you should expect.
Not quite sure, to be honest.
I'm going to say no because they played well.
Hey, stop it. We're trying to sell them. Yes.
TBD.
You need to, in order to get a what's on par for ASU, you need more than one game.
I need to see more of Sean Aguano before I tell you what's on par.
Yeah, we're in a new age, so there is no par. It's
We're
a new
here
golf
for
course.
the Iguano era. Okay.
Yes.
The Herm era, that would have been the best you would have saw. But this is no longer the Herm Edwards show. So let's talk about Eno Benjamin. Okay. This guy did it all for the
kicker?
Cardinals.
Question mark.
Friend
All
of,
pro
a
kicker?
friend of
Not
a third
sure.
of the program.
Vinatieri? Question mark.
I think he's better than Vinatieri.
I'll listen to that argument.
Okay. So he had 5 carries, 36 yards, averaging 7.2 yards a carry,
And a tackle.
and a tackle, and a kickoff.
2 kickoffs.
Did he have 2?
2 or 3. I know he kicked off at least twice.
Wow. What do we think of him as the emergency kicker for the Cardinals?
It's fantastic. Obviously not, viable moving forward. That's not going to happen.
Really? You don't think so?
Well, no, because look, there are people that do that for a living somehow.
I would like to
Band
see
kickers.
him get that added into his contract as the emergency
Who was
kicker.
the dude from the Chiefs that did that the other day? Who actually kicked in high school?
Justin Reed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin Reed's actually.
He was a kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
legitimate kicker.
touchback that he kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin
Field
Reed.
goal. Some of the field goal attempt were not great. One of the
Justin
field
Reed
goal
has a kicker card in Madden Ultimate Team.
Really?
That's electric. I love those.
Yeah. Kicker thing aside, he showed that he deserves carries in the NFL.
Yeah.
100%.
The way Eno runs, first off, Eno is a phenomenal player. Like I covered ASU when he was like just came in as a freshman and he was sitting behind DeMario and Kalen.
Yeah.
This dude is just like, he will sit there and he will soak up all the knowledge all the time.
Yeah.
And then when he gets his opportunities, just like he did at ASU, like he is a running back that fully takes advantage of those carries, even with just 5, averaging 7.2 yards a carry. This is a guy that definitely, I think at some point, and maybe not with the Cardinals, but I think at some point he'll probably be an NFL starter.
Yeah, he not only a phenomenal player, but also a phenomenal dude. I came to some of our functions in college a couple times.
Functions.
Ice
cream socials.
Yeah,
Ice cream socials.
Yeah. Controlled
Pizza parties?
Fires?
Fires?
parties?
No.
no controlled burns.
Shawn, stop.
No, yeah, he's a great dude, and I think he definitely showed that he can play. I mean, everybody remembers the highlight last year of him running somebody over and running the Niners linebacker over and scoring a touchdown. Like, he has incredible bursts of talent.
Yeah.
And he has showed that for a long time, even before ASU. So
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty dope considering the team that he's doing it for.
Yeah.
Like, to go from ASU to the Cardinals, like that's a pretty electric sequence of events, I guess. And to have him, obviously the game wasn't here, but to have him do it for the hometown team is pretty dope. It seems like, running backs from ASU, they just you get a couple sometimes.
Yeah. Wasn't the only running back that did something. Rachaad White
Started
finally,
off pretty bad. We got to acknowledge that. We got to say
the opening kickoff fumble was not good.
but
potentially lost in that game. Probably did lose that game.
I don't think
No.
you don't lose
can't.
the game in the first quarter.
Against the Chiefs, you can't.
the Bucks start slow. They would not have done anything on that first drive.
No, but it's starting the game down a
I get
touchdown
it, but
and
I
giving.
don't. I think the Chiefs were going to win that game regardless of what happened.
I agree, but I think the game was, the score was a lot closer than the game actually was, and I don't think that necessarily would have been the case.
I mean, it ended up finishing, what, a 10-point game?
Yeah, but I think it was much more of a blowout than, like, for most of that game,
Chiefs
Kansas
were
City
up.
was dominating.
Yeah.
He tweeted last night, "That one on me." Prayer emoji.
I mean, it kind of was, but hey.
I mean,
on
it
the other
kind of was.
Yeah, but on the other side of the coin, he found the end zone.
Yeah, he did. 3 carries, 6 yards, 5 catches, 50 yards, and then obviously that rushing touchdown, the first of his career
And then big
in
news,
the NFL.
At Godwin fan 12 tweeted back at him and said, "You better than that."
Yeah.
I love when Shaden reads these tweets.
I just love when people respond to athletes like they actually care.
Yeah.
That was just some random person?
Yeah, you better than that. And he
People-
spelled then.
Yeah.
You
Twitter-
better than that.
A wild place.
Okay.
But I mean, this was
But yeah, go ahead, Shawn.
this was
yeah, I know
the
where you're
one
going.
we were waiting for.
Yep.
Right. Like this, like kind of like I had said with Jack Jones, it was a matter of when, not if. Like this one really was a matter of when, not if. Like we all knew that Rachaad was going to be an effective running back in the NFL. It was just a matter of when he got the opportunity. And now, similar to Eno and Matt Prater, you got to wonder if
Eno and Matt Prater.
Yeah, you got to wonder if playoff Lenny is looking over his shoulder a little bit.
I don't know if Rachaad is.
They're
there
situational
yet.
backs. They totally are. I mean, I think just from a pure usage standpoint, this is a very good sign for not only Rachaad White, but also Rachaad White fantasy owners.
Yeah, I mean, he had finished with 14 points in PPR leagues yesterday.
In a season where the RB1 is the lowest it's been through 4 weeks since 1997. Don't draft running backs, guys. Don't do it.
Dude, totally off topic here. I guess not really off topic, but there's a league where I've got Javonte Williams and Patterson.
2 of your quarterbacks.
Yeah, Cordero Patterson. He is on the roster, yes.
Tough.
Yeah, so not great. My fantasy team in shambles.
That is tough.
You guys both going to take L's this week, huh?
I'm
I'm taking it.
Guaranteed to lose yet.
Debo needs like 40.
In my defense, stop playing games in London. Stop making me wake up at 6 to check even though Michael Thomas was declared out before that, and I should have known.
Declared out.
I didn't see it. It was
Friday.
like 2 days before it. I just never saw it. So that's on me. But I did have a non-playing player in my starting lineup.
No, keep playing games in London, because for people like me, where I have to commute at 7:30 in the morning, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't care. Don't play. I don't.
Sean is
Damn.
the ultimate. If it doesn't affect me, get the fuck out.
No. Wait, that's an ultimate. It affects me, so do it. Because for the most part, no one wants to wake up at 6 a.m.
because
to watch
half of the
football.
country, it's completely.
I'm
It's still 9 a.m. I'm not waking up at 9 a.m. back east to watch a football game.
I'm totally fine waking up that early to watch football. Just don't make me watch Andy Dalton and Kirk Cousins.
Okay, that's a good point. If you're going to do it, put good games over.
Like Aaron Rodgers is playing Daniel Jones next week in
Also,
London.
why'd they wear the black helmets with the
Wait,
white
really?
uniforms?
Yeah.
They're doing it again.
Yeah.
I saw Leah sent me a TikTok of what these fans probably sound like. It
Yeah.
was like, throw a flag in it. It's Sunday, in it. I love London.
Like,
have you been?
objectively,
I'm making up for making fun of them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see.
yeah, that's one thing that you do. Anytime you make fun of like a state or country, like you almost like apologize
Huge
for it.
Again,
Tea
Sean
guy.
doesn't care.
Sean doesn't give a shit.
I'm a huge tea guy.
You're a tea guy?
I love tea. I do love a nice.
Is there a
English
country
breakfast.
that you just want to roast today before we move on?
country
to the
that I
next
hate?
or you don't have to hate.
You know, I'm not really cool with what Russia's been doing.
Yeah.
Kind of
That's
anti-Russia
fair.
right now.
Totally fair.
That's a hot take.
Anti-Russia, anti-North Korea.
Mhm.
There's
That's always a good answer.
There's a couple of them that I'm just, not really.
Those
not really
I
vibing
understand
with.
why you hate those countries.
Yeah.
Like
Same with Utah though. Utah, Russia. big
Utah,
difference.
Russia, North Korea, all in one.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
That's a hell of a combo.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Lindsay Dora left laughing and wondering what is going on. This is
Welcome, to whoever asked in the chat earlier.
yeah. This is what ASU football is.
Chaos.
Well, look, if you want to talk about the countries you hate, come into our chat and join us at Four Peaks every last Wednesday of the month, and for any of the great events that they have going on there. When is the next? I think, Leah, I've already asked you this question a million times, but they've got the haunted tours. That's through the week, right?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Monday, Tuesday,
7 and
Wednesday.
8:30.
Oof. I don't know if I can go just simply because I get scared easy.
It really isn't that bad unless you're afraid of
It was
machinery.
kind of scary,
Unless
but
you're-
it was so
What's
fun.
what's the phobia of big machinery?
There's a phobia there?
There's a phobia of everything.
Phobia
Machine phobia.
of machinery.
I don't know.
There's a phobia of machinery underwater, which is submechanophobia,
Yeah, I mean,
which I actually have.
yeah,
Not like to the extent where I'm gonna like lose my mind, but like if I'm like on a ride where
Nice, Josh.
like a water ride and I see like gears underneath, I'm like,
Oh yeah, no, that's when I see rust on a ride that could kill me. I'm definitely not about it. Also, the unapologetic hater of the French. Interesting.
yeah, it's just mechanophobia.
Also, being underwater and like if I was underwater in the ocean, I saw a submarine coming towards me, I'd lose my shit.
Okay. Well, I don't think you'll be
Well,
underwater
yeah.
at Four Peaks.
Hopefully.
Or you will be underwater
warming is crazy
anytime
these days.
soon. But definitely go
hot
check out
take,
their
global
drinks.
warming sucks.
Yes.
Yeah. Check out their drinks. The pumpkin
Right above
porter
Russia.
is always good. They've
You
got
say pumpkin?
pumpkin,
I think
What's
it
up,
said
pumpkin?
Pumpkin porter.
pumpkin porter, and then the pumpkin porter cheesecake, which I've still yet to try, but I've heard amazing
Got
things
to.
about it.
Got here.
Just go to Four Peaks.
Honestly,
Unreal.
top of my Four Peaks power rankings above attendees is the pumpkin porter
Wow.
cheesesteak. Yeah.
That's huge. That is absolutely huge. Just remember, if you are going to go and drink, you do got to be 21 or older and enjoy responsibly. Now let's talk about the current Arizona State football team for
Well,
a
let's
second.
get into the biggest topic of the day. Are you guys taking Jimmy G's over on rushing yards at 2.5?
Yes.
Yes.
Just gonna need to clear the air there. Chat?
Was the air not clear there?
No,
it polluted?
Just making sure.
Yeah, I didn't know there was air that needed to be cleared.
was
I thought we were in a
polluted
vacuum.
air.
I thought we were in a Jimmy G vacuum, and all of a sudden it's just the seal was broken and a little Jimmy G snuck through.
The Jimmy G.
A Jimmy G vacuum.
Brought to you by Dyson.
Hashtag not an ad. Hashtag not an ad.
I mean, it makes sense because Jimmy G sucks.
If yeah, wow, nice. If if Dyson had a school, Dyson University, instead of like doing bear down, they go.
They call it DU.
Yeah.
Love that, actually.
Denver University.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sure. Yes, Arizona State football for a second. They played, obviously,
For a second. Maybe we should
They
dabble.
obviously played USC this past weekend, and I think there's a good understanding that that was probably the best first half of football we've seen from the Sun Devils all season long. And you could argue one of their best overall game performances outside of the NAU win where they won 40-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk, because I think the offense was, and Shawn talked about it today at his press conference, just that he felt the offense executed the schemes and the game plan well. Obviously, those first 2 drives going into the third quarter ultimately ended up costing them the game just because of how sluggish it was. USC was still able to capitalize after making their adjustments. So in terms of buying and selling ASU's offensive players and coaching staff for a second, we'll go into some of these players. But I would just want to get a feel for where you guys feel like these guys are at. Have they reached their potential? We're almost midway through the season. Like, is this the best they can do? Do you expect to see more from them? Kind of, etc. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna spoiler alert. Probably gonna be boring. My answers here.
Okay. Well,
But-
as long as you explain your answers.
No, I will.
I don't care. Before we get to Mr. Boring over here, we'll start with you. Emory Jones. Where are you at with him?
Just staying. Not buying,
Staying
not
put.
selling, just buying.
Yeah.
I'm buying.
You're buying.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, because
You said it so aggressively.
well, yeah, brother.
Whoa! It's because the other options aren't great.
Yes, it's what is around you. Like,
Yeah. So you're buying him though simply because the alternatives are.
It's because you go to it's like if you go to a grocery store and there's a water bottle sitting there and you're thirsty, and then the other options are dirt and sand.
Wow. Who's dirt and who's sand in this?
That's mean. I don't want to put a label on that.
Well, you just. Okay.
Yeah.
So buying Emory Jones for
Which
Shane.
one
Borghe's
retains more
mud.
water?
Borghe's mud.
Yeah,
Wow,
he's
okay.
definitely mud because it has water in it.
So there's a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
could work.
What do you think, Shawn? You buying or selling Emory Jones?
If somebody
Again, my answers are going to be a little boring, and so I'm just going to kind of get out of I'll give explanations for all of them, but I'm probably going to be buying most of these guys because I don't feel like this team in general has really reached its potential. So I feel like
well, but I also feel like you can sell a player because you want to buy a player that's sitting behind them.
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. But I mean, yeah, with Emory, it's definitely a buy because unless Dalen McLemore stepping in, I don't really want to. I have no interest in anybody else.
Or Finn Collins.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can take some pictures on the field.
Finn's flips.
But I mean, yeah, I feel like you saw the best Emory this weekend, past weekend, just because you had a game plan that put him in a position to succeed, and now he's at a spot where I have a little more confidence in this offense that they're going to actually be some. There's going to be some balance in it, and that only serves to benefit Emory. And I feel like I feel like Emory's just going to get better once he starts using his legs a little bit more. So yeah, I'm buying Emory at this point.
Yeah, I'll buy Emory too. I think we saw him play his best game against USC. Obviously, USC's defense isn't the greatest in the world, but again, something Iguano talked about today is he felt like leading up to this game, there was a lot of pressure on Emory to be the savior or to make some crazy plays. And maybe that's not even outside pressure, just something that he felt transferring here. Iguano said, though, this past week, it felt like he kind of understood that he doesn't have to make crazy plays. He just needs to make plays. I feel like that's what he did for the majority of the game this past weekend.
I mean, I feel like USC is a situation where it's like, last week or the week before against Utah, it was Iguano's first game. I feel like there's probably, even if it's subconscious, the feeling like we have to go out there and win for him. And then, before that, it's Eastern Michigan, where before that, it's the Herm era and everything's a mess. Haboob?
Is it
Yep.
a boob warning?
Let's go. Still haven't seen a real one, like a legit one.
You will today. There was a huge one like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yes.
If I'm not working, I'm probably inside.
Yeah. There's
Why
probably
would you
been-
be outside
There's
if
probably
you're
been
working?
so many of them that you're just
Yeah, true.
because it's not like you hear them.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah,
shit.
back to what
Was
I was
Haboob
saying.
here?
Haboob threw me off completely. Emory, I feel like the USC game was the first game where he was put in a position to succeed with the scheme and didn't really have any pressure on him to go out. Like, it's not a game that they want to win, but it's not like I have to have a god tier performance in order for, like, it's just a different situation. So I feel like now that you saw him without, like, again, in a position to succeed with a little less pressure, he played well. This
Washington game is the no excuses game.
Yeah.
This is now you're acclimated, full week of practice, like, or 2 full weeks of practice now.
I'm getting a haboob on it.
Yeah, me too.
My phone's just faster.
That's crazy.
I could get out faster if something bad happened.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Well, I'm not too scared of that.
Actually, no, I'd take the homies with me.
Hey, we appreciate you.
Dip.
We appreciate you. Messiah Swinson. This is a guy who we've seen. We've seen Messiah Swinson at the start of the year. I don't even want to say it a crazy game, but it just looked like he was involved in the offense a little bit. We haven't seen him, I don't think, with a multi-catch game outside of that NAU game.
He didn't have 2 last week?
If he had 2, he only had 2. This guy is ginormous. They talk about it on the broadcast.
He's a big dude. Yeah.
But we just don't see him getting the ball.
Large fella.
We don't see him. We just don't see him getting the. We don't see him getting the rock. So you buying, you selling?
I'm buying so hard, 100%. The man is talented as all hell. Yeah. We'll talk about who we need to sell if this doesn't work, but I'm buying him.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Duh. Like, it's an easy buy. It's the guy that we've
block everybody and send him on a go.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a one route.
Genuinely would probably work better than half the plays they've been running.
But I mean, he's bigger than everybody. He's a good pass catcher. Like, he's athletic. I don't know why, and you have not seen him get used to nearly the extent that I think we want him to be used, and that he can, to an extent that he can be effective.
And
like,
it's not
he
even,
could be a game breaker.
It's not even like when he's on the field, he's not getting open. The man is always open. He's 6'8".
Yeah, when
I don't want to hear that.
Throw it to him.
That's one thing I do not want to hear. It's usage. Put him in a position to succeed. Which the position to succeed for him is on the field, running around with Emory Jones throwing the ball.
Yeah, that's fair. Andre Johnson. We thought this guy was going to be a big part of the ASU offense, especially through spring and fall camp. First couple weeks, he was on the milk carton, nowhere to be found. We've seen him at least in the game. It feels like a little bit more recently these last few games.
And then, last game somebody went to go grab the milk carton because they thought they found him and they just spilled the milk.
Yeah,
caught one
I
pass
feel like
for a
he's
yard.
just. I don't know where he is. So are we buying or are we selling him?
I mean, I'm selling him just to see more from the younger guys. Like, Andre's great, and I think that if this offense gets clicking, he can definitely be an X factor in this offense. But right now, I think you're clear. Your favorite target for Emory Jones is clearly Elijah Badger, like 100%. It's not even close now. When they need a pass caught, that's a safety valve, even if he's 20 yards down the field. Yeah. And you see other guys get involved. We finally saw Brian Thompson have a really good game. Charles Hall, who else? Gio Sanders. Like there's a lot of places you can go other than Andre Johnson, and Andre Johnson hasn't done anything terrible. Like I just don't think he's getting enough separation. Maybe he's not used to being in the X receiver spot. Like,
and there's just a lot of guys on this team
a lot of dudes
that deserve touches, right? Like even Xavier Valade, which Ashton in the chat's talking about how he's looked incredible. He's looked incredible all season long, and it's not a knock on him, but like there are times where we want to see more of Ngata because he brings something different.
Last year was the same situation. Chip Trainum and Rachaad White, 2 of the best running backs in the Pac-12. Like definitely the best duo of running backs in the Pac-12. People were still like, Ngata needs more touches because he was a freshman.
Yeah.
And every time he got the ball, he looked like a bowling ball, was running people over. Like that's just how it is when you have talent. People want to see the next guy up because they see a player succeeding to an extent, but you will not see the potential through to a guy like Ngata last year who wasn't playing. Like everybody always wants more from other guys, and the coaches know best. Maybe not Herm, but I think Eduardo knows best.
Yeah, that's fair. So you're selling him. I'm also selling Andre Johnson. There's just, I think there's more guys that bring more to the table than him currently, and I think we're at a point in the season where if he doesn't turn it around this week, then you probably are not going to see him.
But I haven't really seen him do anything.
That's what I was going to say. If we're looking at this from a stocks perspective, buy low because, I mean, it's not like he can get much worse for him. He hasn't really done anything. Like, I kind of want to buy because I feel like we know he's capable of making plays. Like, it's not like he's a bad wide receiver.
Yeah.
And it just seems like he needs an opportunity. There are other options and guys that have a little bit more, like, speed, I guess, and are a little bit more explosive in that way. But it seems like he still is capable of having an effect on this, a positive effect on this offense. So it's like part of me wants to buy because I think there's a possibility that it pays off in the future because he ends up producing. I feel like he's going to have a game at some point this year where you're like, oh, there he is. Like, finally.
Well, it feels like you're running out of opportunities because at this point in the season, you've already played your easiest teams outside of Colorado. Like, you've played your Eastern Michigan, he didn't do anything. You played your NAU, he didn't really do anything. Like, outside of Colorado, and then you look at U of A, which is a team that's trending up. Like, there's not many more opportunities that you're going to get in terms of the Pac-12 where it's like, okay, this guy, this is his chance.
But the first 3 games, they didn't throw the ball. So, like, it's.
I mean, they threw the ball against Oklahoma State a little bit.
I guess so, yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But, like,
well,
then you look at the Utah
downfield.
game. You look at the Utah game where all they did was throw, and Andre Johnson wasn't there.
Yeah,
But they didn't do anything on offense. Like, no one really produced on offense.
Lowtone saying, could you imagine Osweiler throwing to Swinson just be a straight line drive ball that doesn't move up or down? Just
I want to see
6'8" to
Osweiler and
6'8".
Swinson recreate the Step Brothers poster.
That's so random.
Yeah.
Okay, Totri.
you have some bad ideas.
Why is that a bad idea?
It's not a bad idea. It's just like,
Doesn't provide anything.
yeah.
There are a lot of things that don't provide things. Think
I
about
don't
it.
even know.
Think about it.
We're going to defense now?
I got one more spicy.
Oh, yeah, we're
offensive guy.
selling.
You're selling Glenn Thomas?
Yeah.
Glenn Thomas, offensive coordinator. We
I
buying
mean, maybe
or
he
selling?
gets cut loose. Again, this is the week. I think next week we should recap this because this is the week where we're like in or out. Like Washington is the game where you're either in or out. If the same shit happens and you get some poor play calling and it's another game where there's 7 receivers that all caught 2 passes for 40 yards for 20 yards and there's one guy that has 4 catches for 46 yards, I'm out. You got to scheme some people open. If Emory Jones has another bad quarterback rating, might be a problem. If the defense looks bad again, might be a problem. This is the week where you're like, now there's no excuses. So I'm going to wait on Glenn Thomas because, as Iguano said today, like, he wants him to be more aggressive. Maybe he will be. We also heard that about Donnie. We wanted him to be more aggressive, and I just don't think he cares.
I mean, I feel like I'm buying because,
Really?
like I had said prior to the USC game, is I don't think we had gotten a real look at Glenn Thomas yet. Like, prior to that, he was handcuffed and they only ran the ball. And then you went to Utah or played Utah and it was only passing the ball. And I think you finally got to see Glenn Thomas call somewhat of a balanced offense. And it was the best the offenses looked all year. It was the best Emory's looked all year. Like, if that's Glenn Thomas, like Glenn Thomas's offense, if he's calling that all year, I don't think they lose to Eastern Michigan. I think the Oklahoma State game is more interesting. I think the Utah game is more interesting.
But I disagree. I don't think the play calling was great. I think the balance of the play calls was great. I mean, I could sit up there and go run pass 50% of the time. Anybody could do that. I just don't think the play calling was good. Like, yeah, sure, you gave Emory a chance to throw the ball, and then what? Where is he going to go with it? Like, it's weird, and it might just be, you know, a changing of the guards with Herm, and the schemes are different, and you're running a different style of offense. But again, he called a good balance. Is that a good coordinator? No.
I mean, I think the play calling was good. Emory played really well against USC.
Yeah, but
he had his best game of the year.
Yeah, Emory did.
He's talking about in the sense of
but there
Glenn's actual plays.
Yeah, I don't think they were bad. I think they put Emory in a position to
but,
succeed.
But what did we say after the postgame show? We know why Emory looked good because he was always looking at the check down. The first option was never open. It was never open.
Is that the play calling?
Yeah, it is. If you're hitting the check down all the time,
You have
yes,
to
it is.
scheme some of these guys open, and I think some of the time when you see Elijah Badger succeed or you see Messiah Swinson succeed when they have, it's not necessarily been because of the play calling or the schematics of the offense. It's been more of this guy has to make a play, so he's going to throw it to this guy, and he's just going to see what the fuck happens.
I'm not totally out on Glenn.
The one play that I will say from the USC game that I thought was phenomenal was that Will. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
that Will
broken coverage too, but yeah.
Yeah, but he also schemed him open there. Like, I think Glenn, and at the start of the season, I was really, really out on Glenn because I really didn't like what he had to do, right? And I think offensively, Cole brings it up in the chat, adjustments to USC's halftime countermeasures were not effective. Like, I said that to you going into halftime.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we
this
were
is where
talking
you're going to see adjustments are going to be huge.
And then
there were none. Like, the offense simply could not handle the pressure that USC was throwing at them at the start of that second half. And it was sluggish. It wasn't great. I don't know how much of that you want to put on Iguano. I don't know how much you want to put on Glenn. Though, after seeing what this offense was capable of against USC, I will buy Glenn for at least one more game.
Yeah.
Just to see.
I'm not selling. I said it at the start, but again, this is the no excuses week.
Yeah.
If we kind of see the same stuff and Emery looks good, but it's because he's just going through his reads and always finding that third or even fourth option. That's not really. That doesn't mean the calls are great because the first and second options aren't open.
Well, in Iguano, something I thought that was interesting today was he wasn't directly asked if he trusted Glenn Thomas, but he brought it up in terms of just the way the offense kind of executed and functioned. Iguano said that he fully trusts Glenn Thomas, which I don't think maybe needed to be said because it didn't feel like Herm totally trusted Glenn, but like he wants the offense to be called to mirror Iguano's philosophy, which is aggressive, quick tempo, and fast. So as long as the offense looks like that, then I think Iguano's going to be happy. But he straight up said, he's like, I'm not going to be happy if it's the alternate.
Herm's definitely got trust issues now.
Now he has trust issues? I think he's had trust issues.
I think they were amplified halfway through his time here, and now he just full on.
Where did they
issues.
come from?
I don't want to get into this. Even though
like childhood trauma.
Okay, see, that's why.
It's from not being given a middle name.
I love the. Yeah, that's terrible. I love the
middle names are overrated.
I love the Michael Crow statement of saying we're all in on football now, and Herm's looking at that like, what? We're all in on these.
Were you not?
Come on. Hey, come on.
Unlucky. Look, Crow's all in on football. We're all in on some of these offensive guys. Some of
Crow
us are
says
out.
he's all in on football.
He says he's all in.
But we are actually all in on
Look, it doesn't matter what we're doing in terms of buying or selling this ASU offense, but it does matter if you guys want to start buying some furniture from More Furniture, especially during their fall sale at morefurniture.com.
Very audible.
These chairs, I personally, and we've said it multiple times, these chairs I feel like are top 3 things in this studio. Next to, or in this office, those chairs though. Those chairs that these people can't see, unfortunately. But the luxury chairs that we have in the viewing room are the absolute best thing.
If you follow
that
us
we
on
have
Twitter,
in
you've
here.
probably seen them.
Right or wrong, those are the best things we have in the office.
Yeah, right. Well,
I mean, I'm here.
I can't get you at More Furniture.
Just
That's
about to
true.
say Shawn is pretty close.
That'd be crazy though if they sold like Shawn replicas at More Furniture.
That would be pretty crazy. I did not license it, so it would be a pretty wild discovery.
I wouldn't like that.
And also, I would stick to their couches.
Yeah,
Not a Shawn DePaz like wax figure.
No, they're more in the business of making comfortable furniture than they are making
human replicas.
That's Madame Tussauds job. But yes, More Furniture. I am moving into a new apartment in about 2 weeks. I plan on fully outfitting my office with More Furniture because it's amazing.
Are we done with the ad read?
Yeah.
I
Sure.
I didn't want to interrupt the ad read. Did you guys ever watch? Speaking of human replicas, did you guys ever watch the what is it? The History Channel show where they would test out weapons from what's it called?
Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah, Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah,
and they would use those human replica things.
Yeah,
that show
it wasn't.
Awesome.
Was it History? I thought it was Spike.
Spike.
It was Spike.
Spike was just History Channel on crack. And also some weird things.
I don't think that's how I would describe it. Spike was Spike TV.
Yeah, but I mean,
TV
the
was
History
special.
Channel like shows were just spiked History Channel shows.
Sure. I didn't watch it enough.
I loved that show growing up.
1,001 Ways to Die.
That was
TV.
a crazy show.
That was
Shawn
wild.
with the pull string.
That made
oh
me.
my god.
Yeah. That made me
Scared to go outside.
terrified. 'Cause
Yeah.
there was one thing where they were like New Year's Eve, someone shoots a gun off in the air to like celebrate, and then the bullet comes down 5 miles away and pierces someone's head. I'm like, I can't go outside now. I hear gunshots in the distance.
Did it one
run for
time.
cover.
Did it absolutely just one time on this random TV show. Never heard of it
Yeah.
happening in real life, but I can't go outside anymore. Let's transition to the defense because I think this is in a much different spot, I feel like, than the offense. There are a lot more players on this side of the field that I think it's cut and dry. I think we've seen what we're going to see from them, and there's others where I'm like, okay, like these guys have the potential to be stars on this team. So we'll start with a guy that I think is continuing to trend upwards, but Corey Bethley, a guy that he had a sack this past week against USC. He led the team in tackles the following week.
He is the last line of defense, like the only guy there. That is Bethley. He's like one of the only safeties that consistently can show what
He's a dog.
He is.
He's a dog.
Are we buying or are we selling?
I'm credit card. I don't have it now, but yeah, I'm hammering that.
Hammering
I'm
that.
hammering the buy.
He's buying it.
I'm buying like 10 copies.
10 copies. Dude, that defense would go
Yeah, I'm buying 11. No, I'm buying 10 copies and putting myself at nose tackle. I'm not even going to pass.
I think
rush,
you
I'm
get
just gonna
taken
bark.
advantage of.
Oh,
Not like, okay, man.
What is happening? I'm buying as well, obviously. I mean, I think at this last 2 weeks, I guess, he's been the best defensive player. Yeah. And especially when your secondary looks the way that the ASU secondary looks, like, if you can get a guy that's producing like that, you're going to buy.
Yeah, I agree. I think if there is one guy that you are going to 100% buy that from start to finish of the season will probably be in the conversation for most improved players, or maybe just guys that you didn't expect to stand out, I think he's probably leading that list right now. Second on my list is Ro Torrance. Are we buying or selling this guy? I know everyone was super high on him when he came from Auburn, especially at the start of the season too. Like, everybody loves a big, lengthy corner. He's had a couple penalties over the course of the past couple of weeks that, have definitely hurt this ASU defense. He's a guy that it feels like it's been a little bit tough for him to stay on the field 100%. Are we buying or are we selling Ro Torrance?
He's just not a guy that you put in this style of defense. He's not a soft zone outside corner. He's I don't know. He's a prototypical outside corner that, can cover a wide range of the field, not just like we saw the terrible. That was him that missed the interception, right? Mistimed the ball
Against Utah?
No, against Caleb Williams when he threw it from the end zone. That was him. That was that was.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
it was.
It was.
Yeah. Look, I think we're all acting like he's been really bad. I don't think he has.
I don't think he's been bad.
I don't think he's
it's
been
just
bad.
been. I think it's more of
it's a letdown.
When you see a corner that's big, like, you want him to do amazing things, and like you were saying, I don't know if he was necessarily put in a position to do that.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily fit this defense.
I think he'd be great in man.
Yeah, like, it's just. I think it's just like you said. You see a guy like that, and I think we saw a couple flashes of him in fall camp that it's like, oh, this guy could be amazing, and then he just hasn't necessarily been like a world beater, and it's a little bit of a letdown. But
because again, no other options.
For that reason, you kind of have to buy. In a perfect world, I would sell because I think he's valuable, but he just would perform better in a different circumstance.
Trading.
Yeah,
You're
so
trading.
if I had him on Madden, like, I'm trading him for a pick, or something like that. But
as opposed to just changing your defense.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to change your defense around one cornerback.
That's fair. I think this defense just needs kind of adjustments.
That's
anyways.
That's neither here nor there.
But
though.
It is what it is. Yeah, I don't want to sell him because I think, kind of like you guys have both said, he's such a talented guy. He's versatile. I think this is a guy that can function really well in a defense that does put quarterbacks in a lot more pressure. Maybe they bring some linebackers and you do see him kind of sit back in a man coverage or press or whatever. I just don't think ASU's defense and Donnie Henderson are going to get to that point where they're doing that consistently. So I think I'm going to buy just for the sake of there's not a whole lot of depth here, especially with the Markham brothers not back yet, if at all.
Once again, would just love to see advanced metrics on how many plays this team runs, because I would love to see what their percentage of man is.
Yeah. I know what the next answer is going to be from Shane, at least. But Merlin Robertson, are we buying or selling the former star of this ASU defense?
You have to buy, right? Like, we know he's capable of more than what he's done.
Yeah. Statistically, at least.
Yeah, like, and similar to Rowe, I guess, in the sense that I don't think he's necessarily been put in a position in this defense to do everything that he's physically capable of. But he's just too talented.
I just don't think he's playing as bad as you think.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's playing. Like, I didn't say he's playing bad, but I mean, statistically, he's not showing up.
We talked about this at the start of the year. Like, you guys want you want an increase in tackles each year, but his position has just changed. I just want TFLs and sacks. I want them to just turn him into an edge rusher. Like, his side to side speed is okay when it comes to covering. He's an okay cover linebacker, but he's really good at recognizing plays. Like, really good, really smart guy. But when it comes to, oh shit, I got to go from the middle of the field to the numbers to go tackle this guy in a stretch, and then you see him come out short or take a bad read or not the right angle, then people start thinking, it's not good anymore. But just put him on the line. Like, seriously.
Let him cough.
I know they don't run a 3-4 often, but it would be nice to see him line up as that
just
outside linebacker on the line.
Just experiment a little bit. LTC, Merlin's a family man. He's buying. Shawn, you buying?
Yeah, like I said. I mean, we know he's capable of more. I think he could be used differently to make it a little more exciting. But I also think he's too valuable to this defense. Like, are you going to play Kyle Soley back there? Like, I feel like you.
I mean, Kyle Soley's playing better than he is. Frankly, Kyle Soley is playing as the better linebacker right now.
You mean Connor?
Kyle.
No, I'm talking.
Oh, you're
Shawn.
saying
I mean
Connor.
no. Connor obviously is playing.
No. You're swapping them.
Yes, I'm swapping them. Do you? Yes. I would rather have Merlin back there than both the Soley brothers. Is ultimately what I'm saying. Like, I feel like Merlin is.
Do you
the
really
second
think?
I mean, at this point, Merlin isn't going to be here next year. Like, at a certain point, you got to let's see the future. And whether that's Connor, whether that's Will Schaefer, like,
I just hate.
I would like to see Will get more reps.
I hate that.
Well, then you can hate that.
Okay.
You don't have to love it.
Well, I just think the idea of playing because they're younger in the NCAA when all fans want to do is win after what they've been through these last 4 weeks is stupid. But I understand where you're coming from.
Again, I'm not saying let's swap these guys and I want to see Merlin on the bench. Like, I just would like to see more reps from Will Schaefer. I would like to see more reps from Connor Soley.
I don't really care who gets reps. I just want this team to win football games.
Yeah.
Whatever puts you in the best position to succeed, and that is Merlin Robertson playing every single snap on the field.
Okay. Even offense?
Yes.
He go crazy, I feel like, as a tight end, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Maybe Emery would target him if he's tight end.
Fullback. I mean, Case Hatch, double fullback set.
Number 8 has reported eligible. Repeat, number 8 has reported eligible.
I feel like his touchdown
number 8
is
on the
crazy.
Gotta be.
Is Javen Jacobs 8?
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, I think he's number 8.
Yeah.
Last guy, BJ Green, guy who got a scholarship over the course of, I believe it was fall camp or spring camp.
Yeah. Leading sack.
Yeah, the only
sack leader last year.
Yeah,
4. I think.
But this defensive line has looked pretty bad without Omar Norman-Lott specifically.
He's been winning pass rushes.
BJ or Omar?
BJ. He just hasn't been able to get to the quarterback, but he's been winning when he rushes.
So we're buying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We buying?
Talk about having a dog in him.
I mean,
does.
It's another one of those guys.
BJ's a great dog name.
BJ,
That's a terrible dog name.
No, it's not. Like a pit bull or Rottweiler. BJ, get over here.
I would never name a dog BJ. To each their own, but I don't like it as a dog.
I've never met a dog named BJ.
Yeah. I don't like human names for dogs.
Do you meet dogs?
Yeah, 100% you meet dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. This just sounds formal.
What do you do?
I don't know. I just
find them? See them? I saw this dog named BJ as opposed to me.
See them? I don't know.
I hate fine. I found another dog, sir. That's my dog. Yeah. What do you want me to say?
him.
I discovered it. I discovered your dog.
I've claimed this dog.
I just think the idea of meeting a dog is really funny. Like, hello.
I'm buying BJ.
Shake his fucking hand. Or his paw.
I'm buying too. I think it's another guy where it's like, he's capable of more. That's why I said my answer was going to kind of be boring, because I feel like this entire team has not lived up to its potential. And basically everyone, if you buy them now, there's a chance that they can end up.
Yeah, but there's also a chance if you buy that they don't get better and they get worse.
Yeah, but I feel like with some of these guys, especially on the defensive side, like with the exception of Bethley, like they can't get much worse. Like, I mean, they haven't done it a lot.
I love Shawn's voice when he's leading up to a harsh realization or a harsh point. Well, you see, they suck.
I mean, it's like they can't.
You're totally
right,
not
like
wrong.
They're not playing bad, so I guess they could just start making terrible mistakes.
Yeah.
And just like running the wrong way. But realistically, it can't get much worse. So I'm gonna buy.
I think that the situation that this team is and how much of a whirlwind this season has already been is really magnifying some of the biggest problems. Where if this team had beaten Eastern Michigan, and just take Herm out of this, take the coaching out of it completely. Yeah. If this team had beaten Eastern Michigan, I think right now we're talking about a completely different team, and we're talking about trending upwards and who do you need to put in what position. Like, some things aren't going that poorly. Like, I think we are looking at this like as if this team has been awful and really bad, and they were in one game and half of the Utah game where they just gave up. I mean, they got dominated that entire game, but they did just get dominated. I think a lot of what we're talking about is being put under a microscope, and it's very fair because the future is totally in question. But you beat Eastern Michigan. This is a completely different conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at like the games that they've played. Like, there's a handful of like the run defense went poorly in Eastern Michigan.
Or third down defense
against USC. I mean, penalties against Oregon State or Oklahoma State. Like, But overall, it hasn't been like, oh, the wheels have completely fallen off.
No,
like
by any means.
with anybody really. Like the
And-
offensive line, I don't think has been great at all this season. But
And
they have.
aside from a couple bros, the team is still bought in.
It's still what?
They're still bought in.
Oh,
Yeah.
bros. Yeah,
I think they're more bought in now
See
than
the
they were at the
theaters
start of
now.
the season.
bros. It's in theaters.
Bros?
Yeah,
It's a movie.
Billy Eichner movie.
Haven't seen it
First
before.
rom-com produced by a major Hollywood studio with a fully LGBTQ cast.
Nice.
Oh wow,
Yeah, hell yeah,
love it. You know
it
what else?
looks
we love?
amazing.
does. Saber shirt in it. Guys wearing it. It's supposed to be shot in Buffalo, and then the pandemic happened.
That's
and
why
then
Shawn knows about it.
Oh, no, I knew it before. I just found that out like yesterday.
That it was all shot in Buffalo.
It was supposed to be shot in
Oh, it was
Buffalo
supposed to be shot in
to the point where they had like studios and everything prepared, and then COVID happened, and they moved it closer to New York, so it was shot in New Jersey.
Huh.
Well, you know, go see Bros in theaters. But yeah, with the exception of a
sponsor.
couple of Bros, not a sponsor, unless
Yeah.
they want to be.
You know who is the sponsor? DraftKings. So
Thanks.
look, did you guys win any money this past weekend on the NFL?
I did.
Did you?
I went pretty crazy.
What was your bet of the week?
Um,
Oh, I know you had your Diefenlock's
so the
now
Diefenlock
2-0.
is now 2-0. It was very sweaty, but it hit. Thank God.
This field goal was what?
So
Two
well,
missed field goals, I think.
well, this is what happened. In the first half, they scored 31 points, or 34 points, excuse me, which is, oh my God. The over-under were set at 43. The first drive of the second half, they scored a touchdown, 41 points. First drive. And no points the rest of the game. And somehow Matt Ryan lucked into a heave that ended up getting them in field goal range, but they were down by 7, so they shouldn't have been kicking a field goal anyway, but he got sacked because he's a bad quarterback, which, as I said, why that should be in the pick anyway, because he's a bad quarterback, because they're both bad quarterbacks. And they settled for a field goal
Matt Ryan
on
like
4th and
that.
23 or something.
Hey, he doesn't look good.
No, I know he's not good anymore.
And there was like 2 minutes to go, and they kicked a field goal down 7. And they missed because they are losers, and they should never have cut Rodrigo Blankenship.
No, I think he deserved to get cut, but I understand what you're saying. My DraftKings sports pick of the week was just copying the Diefenlock, so it hit.
I think all our. I mean, you
What
guys
was-
copied each other. Mine was the Jets money line, which hit.
And then I gave another one because I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Shane and I
majority
both
of
hit Travis Kelce
yeah.
first touchdown, which was boosted by DraftKings plus 200, and
Respect.
we both won.
What are you
Yeah.
taking tonight?
I have the Niners. I have the under.
Ooh.
Dude,
He's got a disgusting one.
well, listen. No, first of all, don't say ew because the Niners have.
No,
it
it's
wasn't.
ew.
It wasn't
It's
an
ew,
It
but I
wasn't
love
an
it.
ew. It was like a ooh.
Oh, I thought you went ew.
It was like
Yeah,
it
the Niners-
was a mixture of both.
The Niners just dominate today. It's just what happens.
That's fair.
Jimmy G on primetime is sketch, but
Yeah.
I'm not a buyer of this Rams team whatsoever.
Okay. Well, look, new
Under
customers.
Oh.
What's the over under listed at?
Also,
It's probably pretty low.
live betting the Bills.
Hey now,
That
plus
always
money
pays.
when they had the ball in the fourth.
Threw $58 on it to win almost 100.
Crazy.
No
Bills-
idea how I got him at plus 155, but thank you, DraftKings.
Also
Team.
loved the fact that Herbert came in clutch.
Bills are the biggest
Okay,
favorite.
also, never ever laugh at Texans money line again after you guys almost blew the lead.
This is what we do.
Okay.
We go up and then we blow leads against great teams like the Chiefs. 100% we lose that game. But against the Texans with Herbo still there, we weren't going to lose that game.
Speaking of losing, or the Chargers losing to teams, whatever,
Well, why?
is
Just why?
Trevor Lawrence bad?
I
No.
don't think he
No,
is
I'm
bad.
joking. I know he's not bad. He did not play well on Sunday,
No.
but
Yeah, no. I also think the Eagles are really fucking good.
yeah, that's a
They
hot
have the
take.
most talented roster in the NFL. I don't think there's a question about that.
I think they have a top 5 roster.
No,
Today-
talent-wise, they have the most talented roster in the NFL. That is a fact.
You know what I'm going to say, Shawn.
It's what?
Oh, today on Coyotes, what Craig said? Craig said that the Eagles are going to beat the Cardinals.
Oh, he said the Cardinals are going to beat the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
not
sorry. That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's wild.
I think the Cardinals might lose by 30.
The Cardinals haven't won a home game in almost a full calendar year.
And they're not going to be the team to
Yeah, they're not gonna-
unseat the only
I
undefeated team. in the league.
cannot wait to see this Cardinals defense against Jalen
I
Hurts.
think it. I don't think it's going to be a blowout though. I think I wouldn't be completely shocked. If
Cardinals
they
are bad, man.
I think the Cardinals are going to have a tough time matching
won. Who do you
offensively.
think? Wait, I want to go back to who do you think is the most talented roster in the NFL?
I think, are we assuming everybody's healthy?
Talented roster in the NFL.
I would say Buffalo.
The thing about Buffalo is they're the best, clearly the best team in the NFL, but
I think from top to bottom,
They're built well. but
looking at starters,
I'm talking individual talent. They're built fantastic, but individual talent. No.
yeah, because I mean, you look at the Bills and it's like the receiving core, like when it comes to like otherworldly talent, it's Stephon Diggs and nobody else. They don't have an overly talented running back. They have the best quarterback in the NFL this year, I think.
They have one elite corner.
then yeah, I
Corner,
would probably
yes.
say
they have
I
two
think,
elite safeties when
Yep.
healthy.
I think again, assuming all these rosters are healthy, I think the conversation is the Eagles, the Chiefs.
The Eagles usually have the
Bills.
most talented offense without a question.
And the best offensive line. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Eagles, Bills, Chiefs, Chargers. I think the Cardinals have a talented offense of roster.
When
I
they're
don't know
fully
who that
healthy.
fifth-
I mean, when they're fully healthy, you have
D-Hop and
one of the
Hollywood.
best receiving duos in the NFL.
Yeah, I think that is the best receiving duo when 100% healthy. I think that's better than AJ Brown and Devonta Smith. I love those two.
Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are the best receiving duo
There
in the
you
NFL.
go. You're right.
Yeah.
I forgot about them for a second.
But I
Jamar
don't.
Chase and T. Higgins are better than those two as well.
No,
I disagree
they're
entirely.
not. D-Hop is better than either of those two guys.
Yeah. But not,
And Marquise is close
I think
enough.
Marquise is criminally underrated.
He's
I
close
think he's
enough.
better than T. Higgins.
I agree. I would agree.
I don't think that's. I don't even think that's
All right, well,
close.
this isn't a football show. Let's
Yeah,
stop talking
New
about it.
customers can bet $5 on any NFL team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. And if that's not enough, everybody can boost their winnings with DraftKings stepped up same game
He's in the middle of
parlays.
the show, isn't he?
Right now,
fair
for
enough.
every leg you add, you can boost your winnings up to 100% with payouts bigger than ever. Why bet on football anywhere else? To make things even sweeter, you can throw down on stepped up same game parlays once per game day all season long. It's simple. Download DraftKings Sportsbook. Use promo code PHNX. That's promo code PHNX in the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for more details.
I wish you would have pulled the PD and got like the selfie stick and walked in there and done it live. Is he forgetting that DeAndre Hopkins is like a top 5 receiver in the NFL?
I think he is.
And Jamar
But
Chase
also,
is
we
not
haven't
that?
seen. I think a lot of people are just because we haven't seen D-Hop at full strength
Yeah, that's fair.
in a while. And this offense, I tweeted it out. Kyler, like, I feel like first off, the play calling is atrocious.
Yeah.
Second of all,
Firecliff.
I think Kyler predetermines where he's going to go with the football, and when it's not open, he panics.
Yeah, I don't think Kyler's a very good. I think Kyler is there's bad quarterbacks, and then there's bad quarterbacks that have a lot of physical talent. And Kyler has a lot of physical
But he's a
talent,
bad quarterback.
and he can make things happen but in terms of breaking down a game, yeah, I don't really like Kyler. Shane's coming back with an answer.
What'd you ask him?
Boop 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 boop.
All three Cardinals talents said yes.
To what exactly?
T. Higgins is the more talented receiver.
Oh, that's fine. They can have that opinion. They're entitled to
They
their
literally cover the team.
That's fine.
They don't cover T. Higgins though.
It is what it is.
Neither
And
does
also-
any corner in the NFL.
Yeah, fair. Also, the Joe Burrow is
Significantly better.
leagues better than
That
Kyler.
wasn't the
Murray.
question.
No, I know,
No,
but it
that-
impacts their performance.
I think it does. I think Hollywood's
Yeah, but
playing.
that wasn't the question.
I think Hollywood's
it
playing
doesn't,
out of his
but
mind
I think
with Kyler at quarterback. Again, tune in to Cardinals
Yeah.
if you'd like a conversation
Or
about
the
the NFL
PHNX Daily Fantasy Show.
or the Daily Bet Show where you guys talk about this stuff too. Last thing on
Wow,
Arizona
did not
State.
expect a 10-minute conversation about the NFL.
yeah,
Let's-
that came out of nowhere.
Let's talk about Arizona State one final time.
Oh, yeah. Just for a
And
second.
I feel like I know where Shawn's answer is going to be just based off of this past conversation. But after this week, right, this team will have played 4 top 20 teams. They've already played 3 top 12 teams in Utah, Oklahoma State, and USC. And they are 1-4.
Yeah.
Right? But this past weekend against USC, we saw them play pretty out of their mind.
It's getting Haboobies up.
Sean's
out
first Haboob.
Did you just say it's getting Haboobies
Look,
out?
there. Yeah.
you can see it.
Getting
You
Habooby
can see
out
the
there.
top of the dust.
I mean, I'm living for this. Just it's the nature out here is just it's just so much different than back east. It's crazy.
Was this the best performance that we are going to see?
That we are going to see no because they're going to play Colorado.
Potential-wise,
They're going to play.
No, but I'm
Colorado.
saying
But regardless of the opponent.
yeah, I'm saying more of like
No,
in
I
terms of
think
execution, is this the best this team can perform?
No, because
It's still early.
I mean, in terms of they're going to execute better against a significantly worse team. Like, I don't think you can ignore the opponent. They're going to have a better performance against Colorado because the play calling
Hopefully.
is better. Because like, I would say that this performance is better than the NAU performance because the NAU offense was boring. Like it was, they didn't blow me away against a significantly worse team. Shane is just so
Say goodbye to the BMO building. Goodbye.
Banque de Montreal, I think, right? Is that
Yeah, it's the Bank of Montreal.
yeah, baby. What was I saying? Yeah. So like against NAU, for example, like they obviously dominated. It was the best performance, blah 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 they've had, but the offense was boring. Like they didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
They looked better against a significantly better opponent, but they looked better, more exciting against USC. I think you add that to a bad opponent in Colorado, like that game, they're going to look amazing. Like they're going amazing. But regardless, even if you do ignore the opponent, no, I think you're You're going to get better because this is their first week where they've played well. Like they had a approach that was effective offensively, at least. I think once you give them more time in this, it's only going to get better.
Yeah, the week 1 was last week for the Iguano Arrow.
Yeah,
they had week 0 against Utah. Week 1 was last week. They'll get better.
Coming.
Doesn't matter who it is.
And also, like, let's be real about this. Obviously, the Eastern Michigan loss was terrible, but they are 1 game behind what we expected from this team. Like, we expected them to lose to Oklahoma State, to Utah, and to USC. The Eastern Michigan game is bad, and they've moved on from that, I think. But otherwise, this team is not that far behind from what they expected. They have played the hardest opponents that they're going to play in this conference.
I have a quick new segment that I'm going to debut right now. It's called Exposed Tree. Totri is watching one of our season previews yesterday. Did you know who you said ASU was going to lose to? Colorado.
Well, that's before I saw how bad Colorado was.
I remember.
Was it just me?
Yeah. Because as soon as you said that, I looked at you and I said, "Excuse me."
Yeah. You
Exposed
can expose
Tree.
me. That's fine.
That's a segment.
It's definitely not going to be a segment.
No, it's not. I just
yeah, I mean, I didn't watch any Colorado football.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Colorado is god awful. I think they're the worst team in college football, and I don't think it's particularly close.
I mean, Colorado State and Georgia Southern would both make arguments for that.
Colorado's pretty fucking bad.
Mexico State probably is pretty bad.
I think a team of everybody at PHNX could probably go out there and compete with Colorado.
All right, what are we doing?
We have Frank
and Damien, but stop it.
That's true. And Johnny at quarterback. Come on now.
Johnny's a scat back.
Is he?
Yes.
Johnny in the slot. Put Johnny in the slot.
Yeah, he can do both. JD McKissick.
Okay.
Scat back.
That's totally fine. Regardless, got to tell you guys about Burrito Express. They hooked it up this morning. It was absolutely phenomenal. Okay, I had the breakfast supreme today. I went because I didn't in Slack. They hooked us up, and I didn't hit the little burrito button, so I didn't want to take somebody else's burrito, so I went and got my own.
Great guy, Anthony Totri.
Phenomenal, dude. Their burritos. I wish you guys knew that. I'm not lying to you guys, man.
Yeah, that's the toughest part.
That's why smell-o-vision is going to be a thing. That's going to be a great thing.
That's the toughest part because, like, obviously, it's the ad read, but
they're so good.
We've been on this. We were on. Well, Shane particularly, but we were on this Burrito Express thing before they were an official partner, and like, I genuinely can't think of a better breakfast burrito I've had in my entire life.
I can't either.
Leah can attest to it. When I was eating my burrito at my desk, I was animalistic.
Whoa.
I was making
animal
noises. Like,
yeah, I believe that.
Okay, as long as it's not the dog.
Leah not going to attest to it.
Look.
Nope. I was gonna say I don't know what you're talking about. But
oh damn, that would have been goated. Look, our friends at Burrito Express.
We're talking about getting rabid for Burrito Express.
Our friends at Burrito Express have a sweet special going on. Anytime our friend Daniel Ngata scores, you guys can score $4 burritos the next day after. Stay tuned, man, because he's gonna find the end zone one of these days, and it is going to be sweet and then savory the following morning when you guys go get your breakfast burrito at Burrito Express. Last thing before we get out of here. DK Metcalf almost took a poo-poo on the field.
Have we confirmed that it was a 2?
There you go. There's his tweet.
The clinch, yeah.
So unless he's clinching the P, that'd be crazy.
Implication.
So if you didn't see, DK Metcalf got carted off the field this week in the middle of that Lions-Eagles game, which, side note, was a phenomenal game. But it came out later, and I think the Fox broadcast was the one that had actually said it first. Was that he just had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Shout out
and then
Paul
he
Pierce.
quote retweeted saying that clinch walk wouldn't have made it.
He had a huge game.
Yeah. At least he wasn't dramatic about it.
No, I'm glad he owned it. That was awesome.
Like Paul Pierce, the motherfucker got carried off and put in a stretcher. Everyone thought he got shot. And
he tried to
years later.
Go to the
bathroom. He was also selling it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. Like DK wasn't dramatic about it.
So my question to you guys is what are the best ways possible to get taken off the field because you have to go to the bathroom?
Emergency airlift from the U.S. Coast Guard.
Yeah, that's the only way.
From the U.S. Coast Guard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oof.
Obviously.
Troops. I think getting taken out by what are those? Like it's in Alaska or
like a dog sled.
Yeah, dog sled would be dope.
What are they called though?
Yeah, I know mush, but that's not what it's called.
There's a great name for them. I don't remember that, but one of those comedic things that pulls you off a stage, like a hook.
Oh yeah, that would go
I
pretty
don't know how
hard.
that would
Portal
work.
gun?
It would probably hurt.
Oh my gosh, yeah, portal gun would go crazy.
Be the most efficient.
Um,
A magic carpet.
Like yeah, Metcalf.
Chris Angel style.
Oh, Appa.
Oh, Appa would go crazy.
Yep.
Come on, give me 3 more.
What is this fucking math class?
3 more. 3 more. 3 more.
Jeopardy. No, not Jeopardy.
A
Family Feud.
wheelbarrow.
Snowmobile on a
Snowmobi-
snow game.
Oh, that would be electric.
Just
Zipline?
a hole.
A slide.
Just a hole?
Shoots and ladders.
A warp pipe from Mario.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like a bouncy a bouncy house obstacle course.
Mm.
Well, that probably wouldn't be very efficient. You probably would
Abducted
definitely
by
poop your pants
aliens.
then.
Just to poop in their spaceship and then drop back off.
Or like a
And then
crowd
dap
surf
up-
there.
That'd be a crazy way to find out that aliens exist.
Yeah.
Crowd surf there. Just have the
Nice.
No, that would be scary.
That's the worst one. You're moving up and down.
They're hitting your ass with their hands and shit.
Fair enough.
Uh-oh. On that note.
Yeah, on that note, download Game Time. Go to some of these games. Okay, look, ASU.
Go to the game. You might see DK Metcalf poop himself.
Okay. Arizona State back at home
Was that the
this
copy?
weekend. Yes, actually. Back at home this weekend against ranked Washington. If you're still looking for tickets, you guys
They're
can
gonna
save
win
up
that
to
game.
60% on tickets when you buy tickets last minute. It's great for you procrastinators out there. And
No,
the
they
best
aren't,
way to
but-
support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description. Guys, they finally got an early kickoff. Go to the game. I don't want to hear anybody complain that it's a super late kickoff and they got nothing to do.
Or that it's hot. It's beautiful out.
It will be beautiful out.
Yeah. I mean, it was beautiful out this weekend.
It's don't let
Went
what
on a hike
happen.
at, like-
Don't let the weather here at noon fool you into what the weather will be at.
Just get
I guess it will
hydrated,
be in
man.
It's at
afternoon.
1
Get
p.m.
hydrated and go to the
Might be
game.
even
Well, don't
hotter,
let the weather at noon fool you into thinking that the same weather will be there at
Look,
an hour later.
go to the game. Get your tickets through Game Time. Again, the best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I know we went long. If you enjoyed the content, give us a follow at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Shane at Shane Deef, and you can follow Shawn DePause at Shawn_DePause.
Playing 10-minute quarters as always.
And we will see you guys Wednesday for a live show at 3 p.m. No show
22 in the country,
tomorrow.
baby.
No
20
Tuesday show. Again, live on Wednesday, 3 p.m. Until then, though, enjoy Monday Night Football and your Tuesday. Peace.